welcome to another first ride review on my channel. Today I'm riding something a little different, not a brand new bike. This is a good friend of mine's bike. It's a 2001 BMW F650 GS, and bike's got like 40,000 miles on it, but the good friend of mine who owns it is taking real good care of it. And I just thought I'd take a little first ride today just to see what it's like. Some of my regular viewers on my channel might know I'm somewhat interested in this 650 GS just as a lightweight dual sport, but first impressions, the motor's pretty smooth to be a single cylinder, and it's very light. I think the weight on this is like right at 450 pounds split. Brakes on it feel pretty progressive. Front brake's pretty good, but as most bikes, back brake's pretty much non-existent. But you know, those of us that ride motorcycles are definitely used to that. The seating position is a little odd though. It really feels like it really wants to pitch me forward towards the tank. It's not a bad thing. I don't notice it as bad until I put my feet down on the pegs, and it is threatening weather. The GoPro might pick it up of a little bit of rain, but hopefully we'll take a quick little scent on this bike and hopefully be okay. Definitely do not want to do any damage to my GoPro Hero 8. But the bike feels, you know, it's very, like I said, it's really flickable. Of course, I'm used to my FJR, which is really heavy. But bike feels good. It's just an odd, I don't know, it's an odd feeling. It almost feels like the front end is so light where the gas tank on these is underneath the seat that it feels like very little input to really keep it. It almost feels twitchy in a way. Of course, you know, it's a bike that I'm not used to, and it's a 2001, so it's probably made that way so that when you get off-road, it plants the rear end for forward momentum traction much better. But you know, I thought I'd take a quick little jaunt around the neighborhood and see what it's like. This is you know, this is a little back road pretty close to where I live, and I know it pretty well, but it does have some blind corners and stuff in it. So, and it's not my bike, so I'm just kind of taking it easy. Motor feels pretty good though. It is a little vibey. You know, there's $4,000, and of course I'm used to a 4-cylinder bike and brand new, latest and greatest. So you know, it doesn't feel horrible. It's just a bike that I'm not used to. But the generation that I'm interested in, if I was going to get one of these, would be the next generation, which is a G650, and it has some more modern styling. Not that really adventure bikes are really pretty, because most of them aren't. But you know, like I said, I thought I'd take a little jaunt around the block and see what it's like. Hopefully all goes well. And these bikes actually even do have heated grips on them and stuff from the factory. ABS, turbo brakes, front and rear, stainless steel brake lines. They're pretty high spec for especially a bike to be made in 2001, but that's the way BMW does stuff. They really overdo stuff. Bike is fuel injected, but is a single cylinder. First time riding a single cylinder bike, which is a thing. The gear shifter, I don't know if it's just me or what, where the bike is. Like, there's first, but hope it's in first. We shall see. I'm gonna wait to pull out here because I really don't want to kill the bike, a bike I'm not ridden, and get run over. That would suck. You know, I mean, for a 650, it, you know, it's decent power. It's not, you know, a powerhouse by any stretch, but it's not bad. But hopefully audio comes out okay, because this bike has a very small windshield and I'm getting blasted right now by the wind. But you know, for just a quick little jaunt around the block, it's not bad. You know, there's 50 miles an hour. Bike doesn't feel like it's labor or anything. Of course, I'm sure this bike will do, you know, according to the owner, a good friend of mine, he said it'll do a little more than 100 miles an hour, which is fine for a little venture bike. That's about all you need. But like I said, I thought I'd take it around the block and just see what it's like. Bike is chain driven, of course, as most adventure bikes are. And you know, it's not bad. Ignore the warning fuel light. The owner, I'm not almost run out of gas. The owner put a aftermarket fuel pump in it because the BMW was hard to get and really expensive, so gas gauge doesn't work, so ignore that. But it's very weird the way the transmission is. It seems like going down into first, it doesn't, like most bikes that I've ridden, once it goes down at first, the gear shifter stops moving where it lets you know you're in first. This one does not do that for some oddball reason, which is okay, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But like I said, I thought I'd take the bike for a quick little jaunt around the block, see what it's like. Pretty impressed with the old girl. I mean, you know, it's 2001, so can't expect everything to be super fancy, but for what it is, it's not bad. I'm sure once you get used to it, you get used to the wind blast thing and the way the front end feels to me. But going faster, the front end seems more stable. I guess just me going slow and being cautious and giving a little too much, you know, counter steer into it. But it's typical GS driving position. You know, you're straight up and down. The pegs are forward instead of more rearward. It's pretty comfortable. This one does actually have a sergeant seat on it, which is what's actually on my FJR, ironically. And it's a really comfortable seat. Like I said, just the pitch forward, it seems like my hips are really rotated forward. But it's not uncomfortable, it's just different. You know, like I said, I thought I'd take the old girl around a quick little block. If anybody's got any comments or questions on this, I'll be more than happy to do my best to answer them. And maybe somebody, somebody watching this has had one of these bikes or knows more about them than I do. I know a little bit, but not a ton. It's mainly just a first impressions ride review more than a spec review. So I don't know. I just thought I'd try it out and see what the old girl's like. But pretty impressed. Not too bad for what it is. I mean, you know, it's got some decent power for what it is, the thumper, but I'm not going to be hard on a bike that's not mine either. So I mean, you know, it pulls on up pretty good. That's not wide open by any means, but like I said, it's not my bike, so I thought I'd just see what it's like, see what it does, and pretty impressed. So if you've got well, like I said, any questions or comments, I'll be more than happy to answer them to the best of my ability. And thanks for watching this quick little first ride review. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.